All right, friends, so here's Alini, and let's talk about extreme diets on the letter X in the ABCs of health. So, I'm sure that if you've ever tried to diet either to lose weight or to gain weight, that you've been exposed to a magical miracle, okay? Something that supposedly will solve whatever issue you have and it'll solve it forever. Now, these aren't new, okay? These miracle magical diets, they've been around for decades. And while it would be really nice to see them go away, I'm not sure that's going to happen because we're all drawn to easy solutions, okay? We're drawn to instant solutions. And it's much more comfortable for us to imagine doing something for a short period of time and getting an instant result than it is for us to imagine changing something for the long haul. So that's why these crazy extreme fad diets, whatever name you want to give them, they gain so much momentum. I think that's why it's so appealing to buy a supplement or buy a shake or buy a powder of some sort because we really do want that instant gratification. And I don't know, maybe this is a current society that we live in. Maybe this is a cultural North American thing. I'm in Canada. But the point is, we don't want to work too hard. We want the easiest possible way to whatever goal we have. On the one hand, I'm all for not working more than you have to. I think it's always best to be the most efficient possible. The catch is that efficiency doesn't mean laziness. We have to put in the effort. We should do our best to not complicate things. But the fact is that anything you want to achieve in life, you're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to give something of yourself for the goal that you want to achieve. So back to the extreme diets. When I say extreme diets, I mean anything that can become a tunnel vision, okay? Think of things that almost have a cult-like following. Think of things that become to the exclusion of anything else. Think of things that become so polarizing that you're either right or wrong. You either can or can't. And the truth is that when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to your health, when it comes to exercise, there are very few things that are absolute truths, especially regarding your diet. So, for the purpose of this video, we're going to qualify extreme diets as anything that has hard, fast rules that you have to follow no matter what. Okay? Now, the other thing I want to get out of the way before we continue is that there is an absolute truth when it comes to nutrition. It's been proven over and over again. This is not up for discussion, even though people try to discuss this and bring it up and change it. It's well established that the only way to manage your weight, increase, maintain, or decrease your weight, is energy balance. This means that how your weight is going to behave depends on how much your body expends energy and how much energy you put into it. This looks very different depending on your lifestyle and your habits and the ways you want to do this. You can count calories, you have portions, there are visual methods, there's macro counting, lots of different options. So there's different ways to do this, but every single balanced diet for weight management is going to come down to energy balance. So those are the two things that we're going to keep in mind as we talk about extreme diets. So let's go to a few examples of extreme diets. For instance, an extreme diet would be saying that to lose weight, every woman needs to eat 1,200 calories. That's an arbitrary number, and simply saying that doesn't consider any of the important parameters that we use to calculate food intake. Another extreme diet would be saying that everybody has to do keto. And while keto may be a good tool for some people and it might be sustainable for some people, it doesn't mean that it's for everyone, not to mention that it can be absurdly unhealthy. Another example is that intermittent fasting is the solution for your health issues. Again, while this may be wonderful and sustainable for some, it is not good for everybody. Another example would be clean eating. Now, this is a red flag for two reasons. There is no real definition of what clean is, and also because it's been repeatedly shown that you don't actually have to eliminate anything from your diet to reach your goals. So while clean eating may be great for some people, that's not really a definition that you can apply to everybody. Each person that teaches a clean diet has their own definition of what it is. Another example would be replacing meals with shakes, powders, or pills. I don't think I have to explain why that's an extreme diet. The last example I'm going to give you would be to cut any food group from your diet. Now, of course, keto is an example, but this could be any sort of food that either is imposed from the outside or imposed on yourself that you have to eliminate this. Now, unless you have a medical condition that specifically requires you to eliminate food from your diet, or unless you have a very specific shorter term goal that you want to reach that needs you to eliminate things, you don't really have to eliminate just because for some reason you think that's the only way to manage your weight. That could actually be a sign of a very unhealthy relationship with food. So not being able to do anything, having too many rules, that can be problematic. Now, one of the biggest reasons why I think that these extreme diets are such a problem is because we're looking at the right now instead of looking at the big picture. Any diet that you use to manage your weight is just a tool for you to reach whatever you want to reach. So if it's cutting a food group, replacements or supplements, timing your meals, whatever you do, it's a tool. And the tool only has the purpose of reaching a goal. The issue is that what got you to your goal is what's going to keep you there. And extreme diets are incredibly hard to keep and to stay in. And what you can't sustain, you're going to stop doing. So this just perpetuates the dieting cycle, and it makes reaching your goals progressively harder. So extreme diets tend to be either very expensive or very difficult to maintain for a longer period of time. So you'll have an initial burst of progress because if nothing else, you're making a big change and your body's going to respond to that. And then what? Most people can't sustain these extreme diets for long, either financially or you just can't eat that way for very long. You just can't sustain it. And you're back where you started. So I know that following the latest trend is a lot sexier than just doing everything that we know works. But these things work for a reason. Eat calories according to the goal you have. Move your body. Get enough rest. Choose foods that will fuel your body and help your body. Learn to treat yourself to the things that you enjoy. Master the basics before you start getting into all these complicated details. So in the end, many things are tools, and we have to understand that the tool is just that. It's just a tool to reach your goal. It's not the goal. It's not the solution for everybody. It's just a tool. So when you're thinking about your nutrition, think of these things not as something that you have to do, but as an option to reach your goals if they work for you. And you're the one who gets to decide if this works for you or if it doesn't. Is this something that you can do for the rest of your life? If it is, then there's a much bigger chance that you're going to follow through. That's it for today, and I will see you back for the letter Y.